we already started. Hello students, as we already started our new chapter, new topic, server-side scripting. Server-side scripting. In that we already studied what is mean by server-side scripting and why we need to use server-side scripting. In that, in your syllabus, you have PHP, that is Hypertext Preprocessor Language. What is mean by PHP? What are the features of PHP? What are the variables in PHP? What are the rules to declare the variables and the scope of that variables? So then we will start how to use the variables, how to use control statements, how to use loop structure in PHP. Means we will start our actual PHP programming. But for that purpose, we need a server. We need a server. And in your textbook, just check on the page number 76. You have the instructions how to install XAMPP on Windows. If your mic operating system is Windows, then they given you the instructions or steps to install the XAMPP. So just go to that Apache Friends org website like this, apachefriends.org website. It will give you this home page. Then you can go directly from here, or you can go to this tab download. There you have the three types of PHP versions. From there you can download whatever version you want, you can download. You will get an exe file for that in your downloading file download folder. Just go and open that exe file and follow the instructions. Just make sure that whenever you want to save, you will get this exam folder. So make sure that you should save the folder in C drive, in your C drive, exam folder. And while typing and running, at the time of running, your XAMPP control panel means you should start your server. Without starting the server, you can't run your program. So before running your program, just go to the search and open the XAMPP control panel. From there, you can start Apache and MySQL for PHP purpose. We have these two things. So once it started running, then you can write the program. So we'll go to our sample program. We'll go to our sample program. See here. The writing of programming code is very simple. Just in the body section, you need to write PHP tag. The writing is very simple. You can write PHP program. How? Just by changing the body section of this. To make, you have to write the PHP inside your body section tag, inside the body section of HTML file. This is normal HTML file. Without this PHP, this is normal HTML file only. But inside, if you want to write programming code for PHP, just I want to display one line of code, one line, that is hello, this is my sample PHP. Then you need to write less than bracket, question mark symbol, PHP keyword, in that echo. This echo keyword used to print the text on the web page. echo into double quote whatever I want to print, that I will write. Next, end of PHP tag, end of body tag, end of HTML tag. Then once you want to run the program, go to browser and from here type file path as http colon double slash localhost colon port number of your computer. If you want to check, you can check from here port number from configuration file. Here listen 8080, here is the port number. Then just for checking purpose, then write out the port number slash name of the file. Which file you want to open? Sample.php. Next, enter hello. Hello, this is my first sample PHP. This is my sample page. Actually, this is another. We'll check with. This is not our file. This is my sample PHP. Next, this is my sample PHP. So, do you understand how to create the program? For that purpose, you need one server. Go to Google, type the name apachefriends.org. From that download tab, you will get the links for downloading the server for Windows operating system. Next, follow the instructions. Before writing program, you should start your control panel, XAMPP control panel. For that purpose, you can type here XAMPP control panel. You just double click on that. You will get the control panel. Next, then go to Notepad or your editor, whatever you want. Then type the code. First, the code till body, start of body tag code will be same as our normal HTML code. In that, to write PHP code, you need to write less than symbol, question mark, PHP keyword. Next, echo just to print any line of code, any whatever you want to print on web page. You can type the message in double quote, semicolon. Next, end of PHP. For that purpose, again question mark, greater than symbol. Next, end of body tag, end of HTML tag. Save this file in C drive where you have your XAMPP folder. In C drive XAMPP folder, in that you will get htdocs. In that, either you can create one folder and save in that, otherwise normally in that folder you can save your programming code with .php extension, and then to execute the program, go to web browser. Here type http colon localhost semicolon port number slash sample php. If you change the port number from here, then only you need to type port number here. If you didn't do any changes here at configuration file, then no need to type any port number here. You can simply write http colon localhost slash sample.php. No need to write port number till the time you didn't make any changes here. Once you did the change here, then only you need to write the port number here. Next, as we studied variable types, how many variable types we can have, or scope of the variables? So we have three types of variables, which are that is local variable, global variable, and static variable. See, here I wrote one code, programming code. In that I simply wrote, I took two variables. To declare variable, what is the rule? Write dollar symbol, name of the variable, and the value whatever you want to assign. Depending on that value, it will declare the type of that variable. So right now I assign this 10 to A. That's why my A is having integer data type. The data type of my A is integer. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 5, and here str equal to into double quote information. So this is not number. This is one text or a string. These are the combination of characters. So I assign this string to this str variable. That's why this str is having string data type. It is having string data type. Similarly, I can use the data types as integer, string, float. Float means what? If I write 5.5, that means the data type of this B is float, the integer value with decimal point. This is my decimal point. So integer means what? The numeric value without decimal point, and float data type means the integer numeric value with decimal type. String means any combination of characters, combination of alphabets and numbers, that is alphanumeric, like that. Next data type is true or false. You can give the value as true or false. For example, variable g equal to true. This is Boolean data type. Means I can pass only two values, either true or false. Either true or false. That means the G data type is having Boolean, G variable is having Boolean data type. And next data type is array. Array means what? Array means a variable which can store multiple values. We will study in detail later. And the next data type is null. Null means which is having null value, not 0, not any value. But if I want to keep null, which is not having, means which is not having 0 also, and which is not having any specific value also. So for that purpose, if I want to declare any data type, then I can use that variable with null data type. So we will see it later. First we will see scope of variables. So here in my PHP section, I declared one variable a equal to 10, b equal to 5.5, and here str is equal to information. Here I wrote one function. My function. This is user defined function which is not available in PHP. I am going to write the code for this function. How can I write the code? Into curly braces, whatever the variables if I want, I can write, and then I can print the value of that variables. The simple function I want to write, what? I want to declare variables, and then I want to print the value of that variable. Just keep it in mind. In this PHP section, I declared here three variables outside of this function. Outside of this function. So these three data types are global. Sorry, these three variables, not data types. These three variables are global variables which can be used inside the function. Which can be used inside the function. But if I want to use these three variables, I need to use one keyword, that is global. I need to use one keyword, that is global $A. That means if I want to use a variable, I need to use keyword global. If I didn't use that keyword, then I can't use this variable inside this function. This is again one variable. $C is equal to 20. What is mean of this line of code? This line of code means this C variable is the local variable for this function. The C variable is local variable for this function. Next, first we will see first these two variables, that is C and A. See here, echo value of A inside function. What is the value? Value of C inside function. What is the value? And to call this function, again I need to write name of function, opening ending bracket. We will check the output. We'll check the output. See here it gives a scope of variables. First, value of A inside function is 10 and value of C inside function is 20. Value of A inside function 10, that means the same value it returned, and value of C, which is I declared inside the function, that is 20. Next, again if I want to print the value outside the function, then again I will write simple outside the function. I will write echo value of A outside the function and value of B. I can't access here now C because that is local variable for function. This is my function. So I can write the value A, B and this str. So here again I will write echo value of A outside the function, value of B outside the function. Then what will be the value of A? That is 10 and value of B, that is 5. Whatever we given the values to A and this 5. 5.5 it should be, and it's giving only 5. We'll check later. This by default taking value for as empty. This value of B equal to 5. Next, we will see about this static. We will see about this static. Static D is equal to 0. What is mean by static? What is mean by static? Static means if you want to use specific variable's value, after that if you increment the value should be incremented. Means after assigning or after printing value, it will become again 0. But instead of that, I want to keep the value as constant. I don't want to change the value till the execution. Then at that time, I need to use static keyword. I need to use static keyword when if we want local variable not to deleted. Not to deleted, at that time we can use static keyword. So it will not delete the local variable. So after writing the static t equal to 0, here I initialize the value as 0, then I am incrementing the value with 1. Plus plus means incrementing the value with 1. Then if you write the code for value of t inside function is, now it will be the value. What will be the value? It will be 1. We'll check is it working or not. See, value of A inside function is 1. So this is simply 1. Because I am calling here function only one time. That's why right now what is the value? 0, which will here immediately I am going to increase. So value of D inside the function is 1. But if I call the function 2 times, see here, if I call the function 2 times, what will be the value? It will be 1. It will be 1. We will check. It will be not, it should not 1. We will check. See. Now, I call the function 2 times. First time it is 1, but second time it becomes 2. That means it not deleted the value. It keep the value as static. It keep the value as static. Now next, if you want to get know data type of that variable, then we are having one function that is var dump. That is var dump. If you want to get know the data type of the variable. Here I didn't declare data type. Immediately I am assigning the value here. So I want to get know the value of that variables. Then here I can write the programming code with echo var dump is the function to know the data type of that variable. Into bracket I need to pass one parameter, and the parameter is which variables data type you want to know. That variable you can pass here. Suppose I want to check the data type of A, and next the data type of here str. I want to check the both values and data types. Then I need to write this method. Simply this will check the output. Go to programming code, refresh the code. Here at the downside, here check here, it given int 10 and next string 11 information. So what is the mean of this? Int 10 means here this is integer data type having value as 10. Suppose I change the value here as 15. We'll check is it changing or not. See, it's changing. Now what it become? Int 15. Int 15. That means integer data type with value 15. And next the var dump $str. Str variable. What the output we got? String 11 information. What is mean by string 11 information? String is the name of the data type. 11 is the length of this information. Length 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 characters, string 11. We'll check is it changing if I write any other code here. Sorry, any other value here. Information technology. We'll see is it changing or not. See, now string become 22, means length 22, and whatever the string I have passed, that string as a output. So by using var dump method, we'll get to know data type of variables. Data type of variables. So what are the data types we are having? We are having string, integer, float, boolean, array and null data types. String means we can pass any combination of character, that is alphabetic or alphabetics, as well as numbers means alphanumeric, like that. Integer, we will pass whole integer value, the numeric value without float point or decimal point. Float data type means any numeric value with decimal point. Boolean data type means either true or false. Only two values we can pass, either true or false. Next data type is an array. Array means what? If we want to store multiple values in a single variable, then we use this special data type, that is array. It can store multiple values in a single variable. And the null, if you don't want to pass 0, but you don't want to give any value also, so instead of keeping the variable empty, we can pass the value as null, that is null data type. And to check the data type of variable, we use the method that is var dump method. It will give so we can know the value as well as data, data type as well as data of the variable by using this var dump method. Next, comments. Comments means what? If you want to pass certain instructions in your programming code. So in this programming code there is no any instructions. I don't know what I did, where I did. To simplify your code, if you want to pass some instructions, that following line of code for what purpose? This line of code, what is doing? What we want to do at this line? So just for information purpose, if you want to pass certain characters, certain line of statements, then you can use specific symbol like this is double slash or hash for single line comment. And if your line of statement is multiple line, then you can start the line comment line with this symbol, that is forward slash star your line of comment, and at the end of that line again star forward slash. So let's check here. Here suppose here I want to line some information, that is user defined function. User defined function. This line will not make any change at the time of execution. This line is not, means PHP comments or JavaScript comments or HTML comments are not having any role at the time of execution. Then why we use comments? Comments we use just for information purpose. When we are writing the programming codes, here now we are writing only sample codes. So this is not crossing 50 lines also. But in actual projects, the line of codes are too much, means 200,000 line of codes we can have in a single file. So at that time we can't write simple code. We can't write simple code. Why we want to declare variable? What is the use of this variable? We need to write the use of that variable. So to write the use of that variables, to use of that functions, we need to write some instructions, and that instructions should write in form of comments. In form of comments. If our line of comment is single line, then we can use either this forward slash 2 times, otherwise with hash symbol. Otherwise with hash symbol. If we want to write multiple line of comments, then we can write the comment with forward slash star, and at the end of line again star forward slash. This is the end of comment. It will not execute on web page, but see here it will not make any change, but in programming code it will informative line. It will informative line while writing the program. So this is comment. How we can write comment? For single line, double slash or hash symbol, and for multiple line of comment, forward slash star, and at the end again star forward slash. Next, control statements. Control statements in PHP, what are those? If and if else. For your syllabus you have two control statements, that is if and if else. Means what is the syntax? Why we use the if statement? To make decision. Means if whatever the condition we are passing here, if that condition is true, and then only we can want to execute some line of statement, some line block of statement, then we need to write these control statements. So syntax is if into bracket pass the condition. If the condition true, it will execute this block of statement. If condition false, it will not execute this line of statement. So if we want to make any decisions based on one or more conditions, we use if statement, if else statement. If we want to check conditions, then only we want to execute. If our condition is true, then we want to execute this line of statement. But condition is false, then we execute another line of statement. At that time we use if else statement. If condition is true, it will execute this line of code. If condition is false, then it will execute this line of code. So for that purpose we use if else statement. We'll check. See here, in simple variable, I took one variable, in that I passed some marks, and in bracket, if marks are greater than or equal to 60, you got first class. Else I want to pass here other message, do your best. Else do your best. If the marks are greater than equal to 60, you got first class. Else the message will be do your best. We'll check. You got first class. We'll change the marks and we'll see 40% or 40 marks. Then we'll check. Do your best. It's changing the message. This is simple message, simple program. Just I'm passing here marks and I'm checking. If the marks are greater than equal to 60, then you got first class. If marks are less than 60, then do your best. So we can pass more messages by writing here again if else statements. Next loop structure in PHP. We have two loop structure for your syllabus. First is for loop, second one is for each loop. For loop, as earlier in JavaScript we already studied, for loop means what? If you declare your variable, you given some value and repeatedly you want to do the same function repeatedly, at that time we are using these loop structures. What is the syntax? For into bracket, first we initialize the value, second time we check the condition, and third we increment or decrement the given. Means if we want to increment the value of the variable or we want to decrement the value of variable, then we use this iteration statement. So once the condition is true, it will come inside this curly bracket and it will execute this line of statement. If the condition is false, it will not enter in the bracket, it will go out of this bracket, and the following line of statement it will execute. So for loop we use to execute the same block of code repeatedly as long as the condition is true or satisfied. What is mean by for loop? If we want to execute same block of statement repeatedly till our condition is true. Next, for each loop, at the time of execution of array, we use generally this for each loop. It will go to each key, each value, and it will execute the statement for each array element. At that time, for each loop we are using. So we'll see after the studying of array in detail about this. Now we'll see about for loop. We'll see how it's executing. how to write the program, how to execute the program. See, only 4-5 lines we need to write for that purpose. For loop, what I did here, took a variable, I initialize the value with 0, less than equal to I is less than equal to 15, and here I plus plus means I want to print the value from 0 to 15. From 0 to 15, then I need to write this line of code. Next, inside curly bracket, if the condition is true, I want to print the value of I. If the condition is false, I don't want to print the value. So, simply only 2 lines of code and you will get 15 or 16 lines as output. You will see, we'll check for loop. See, 0 to 15. How many times you want to print value of value of I? You have to write it in the just this condition block. This is first initialization block, in that starting value, here ending value, and here incrementing value. The number is I, $I. So it will print the number is 0, the number is 1, like that. If I change it, it will reduce. If I made change to 10, it will reduce the time. See, it will print the text or number till value become 10. So like that, this is about variable scope or scope of variables, how to know the data type. Next, control statement, if and if else, and now this is loop statement, that is for loop. For each for loop we use to execute same line of code again and again. If you want to execute till the condition our condition satisfied, then we use for loop. For each loop, in case of arrays, we will use for loop. In next session, we will see what is array, what are the types of array, and how to use that for each loop to execute the array. Thank you.